What up, kind folks out there? You're tuned in to Listen in 3D. This is episode number 35. I'm Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
And together we're both Team 3D, the hosts of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and the albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. If you like this video, if you like us, like our channel, subscribe, comment, share it around. Anything, just give us a thumbs up. Help us out. Ring that notification bell, all that good stuff. All right, so to the point. Netta, the album we're going to discuss today, do you have a hot take for it?
Yeah, I thought MC Lyte was way more freaky than I ever thought she was. What did you think of it?
I thought the album was a little light. No, no, no. She can go hard, and I mean, even as long as she had been rapping when she put this album out, it she it's a shame when I hear people who talk about like female rappers these days can't even name a rapper post 2010. And today I feel we're gonna give this MC her flowers. So, what album are we discussing today?
So today we'll be discussing MC Lyte's fifth studio album, Bad as I Wanna Be. It was released on August 27th, 1998. It peaked at number 11th on the R&B hip hop album charts and number 59 on the Billboard Top 200. It had singles including Keepin On, Every Day, and Cold Rock a Party. It had music videos for all three of those singles, and there were guest appearances from Escape, Missy Elliott, and I guess you could say Puff Daddy too.
Yeah, and maybe The Brat also. A little correction on the release date there, August 27th, 1996. It was really, really late when I
Okay.
prepared the outline, so I guess I mistyped there. But it was 1996, people, so don't beat us up in the comments for that one. Uh, all right, so MC Lyte, as we know, she came up in the mid to late 80s, came out in 88 with her first album, Light as a Rock. Did pretty well on R&B charts at that point in time, but commercially not as successful as some of her other 1988 counterparts like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Public Enemy, NWA, Eazy, just to name anyone else who's come out in '88. She was the first female MC to put out a full length album or long play album. Um, Unfortunately, this album, I don't think it peaked gold, but two of the singles on here did, "Cold Rock a Party" and "Keep On Keeping On," which we are going to talk about. She had some other gold singles as well. Believe no, actually, no, just one more, which was "Roughneck," which was off her 1993 album. I forget the name of that one, but I could just pull it up real quick. But yeah, for the most part, she's had a few gold albums throughout her career. So she definitely has the accolades. She's performed with the best of the best. And when it comes to the female MCs, just I think a lot of people really just need to take note on how she is on the microphone. And that album I was thinking of is "Ain't No Other." Roughneck, outside of one of the other singles we're going to talk about, was probably her biggest singles to date. So she did pretty good, singles wise. Album wise, maybe not as good as some other artists, but today we're gonna show appreciation to MC Lyte. So um any thoughts on MC Lyte? Have you heard her or any of her music before listening to this album, Netta?
The main thing I know her for, sadly, is I only know her like as an announcer at like various award ceremonies.
Oh yeah.
I knew she was like an I knew she was like an early female rapper, and I knew her voice. I always thought her voice was like kind of unique,
Hmm.
but not much beyond that. I thought it was good to listen to this album from like when she was at her peak, and I did recognize a few of the songs on there, and now I can put the face to the name,
Yeah. Yeah,
or I'm
that
sorry, the face to the sound.
face of the sound. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. Yeah. She does host on a lot of award shows, which I mean, I guess what modern hip hop fans will know her for now. But if you do get a chance, check out, maybe not only this album, but some of her other stuff also. Roughneck is a very good song. Poor Georgie is also another hot single of hers. So anyway,
Is Roughneck with Adina Howard?
Roughneck, no, I
Or I'm
don't, I
thinking.
don't, I don't think
Okay.
so. I think you're thinking of another song, but I think I know what song you're talking about. Not in my head, but yeah, it wasn't with Adina Howard.
Oh, okay.
Um, all right, so let's see. Let's get into uh, the artwork, and I'm just gonna put my hot take on the artwork. I don't think there's much going on here, but I will say when she was at the height of her popularity, I really did like her hairstyle during this time compared to other times. If you've seen like some old photos of her, but yeah, just a little triangle. Yeah, kind of has that like hairstyle that T-Boz had from TLC, kind of. If you can put them
Yeah.
together, I guess. Um,
Yeah, she always has a neat little short haircut.
mm,
The first thing I saw when I looked at it, I'm like, is MC like throwing up the rock? But then I'm like, hell no, she can't be doing that. So I looked into it a little further because I'm just like, what is she doing? So I'm thinking it could be like she's just trying to make a triangle because like there's many spiritual beliefs associated with like the number three, and also that little symbol on the dollar where it's like an eye and a triangle. I'm like maybe she's making that the eye of providence, the all-seeing eye. But I thought it looks kind of dark, like the way she's looking. So
oh yeah. So might be having some technical difficult. Can you hear me? You can see me, hear me.
I can hear I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I think I kind of went out picture wise for you, but as long as you can hear me, I think you're good because I still got you on my end. So,
Okay.
um, all right. Sorry for. I mean, well, yeah. I don't think. Well, yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties on your end, but so uh,
Okay, I see you now.
all right, cool. So yeah, I don't really. I mean, maybe that was just a '90s. No, I don't think it was a '90s thing, but maybe throat rolling or something like I don't know. But I mean, it was okay. I've seen better artwork covers since doing this show, and I even think she has some better ones herself. Looking at some of her other albums, that's just my opinion on it. Not saying it's the worst one, but if she really wanted to cover her eyes, she could have just used I guess, a pirate patch or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like the vibe of the album didn't feel like mean face with eye like that.
no.
But yeah.
I mean, some of the songs were kind of dark, I guess, but for the most part, I think if she was trying to go for a dark look, she could have came up with something a little more clever. All right, so
Yeah.
let's get into the beats. Thought the beats. I think overall, like when I listen to the album, she has a great voice. I just think that the beats were a little more R&B ish, 90s R&B ish, if that makes sense. Like I feel like not to say that she could have had like a better producer or anything like that, but I think she could have rapped maybe some harder, more funky beats during that time. I just felt that they're just a little like too slow in R&B, but her voice makes it work, I guess. What were your thoughts on the beats overall?
Yeah, I had similar thoughts. I thought the beats were very subtle, but they
Mm,
were kind of unique. They
yeah,
weren't like super hard hitting, and her voice definitely like dominated the song. And it was one of those albums I had to go back and see which beat was my favorite because I didn't really notice the beats. It was
yeah.
just they're very light. But I guess I would go with "Cold Rock the Party," the Bad Boy
Remix.
version.
All right, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
yeah, that was probably definitely one of the best beats on the album. I would have to go with the other single, "Keep On Keeping On." They used that Michael Jackson Liberian Girl song. So if you've ever heard that one off his Bad album, they took the sample from that. Another beat that I thought was pretty cool also was the Rap Game. I thought that was a pretty good beat also. It was pretty solid. All right.
Honestly, I didn't notice the beat much on that song, but I did like the song.
Yeah, it was a good song too. I know it was sampled from somewhere before, so I mean, I kind of like that like little tone that dun 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 dun. Yeah, so that was kind of that kind of stood out to me too. But otherwise, just I thought all the other beats were kind of just just 90s R&B ish, and for a rapper, I mean, I guess her voice makes it work, but I'm pretty sure someone could have taken one of these beats here and just started singing to it during that time, as you would hear a lot during that time. So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's start with the, I guess the single everyone forgot about or didn't know about for this album, "Every Day." Any hot takes on this one?
This is a funny one to me because she's kind of being freaky throughout the album, but the song describes all her prerequisites she got to getting freaky. She has like this whole list of chores that her man must do. He gets none unless I get my toes sucked and my eyebrows plucked. I
Yeah.
need my car waxed and floors shellac. I need my back rubbed and my bubbles in the tub. And then she says it ain't too much to ask. I'm like, what in the world? This is a lot to ask. What did you think of it?
I'm trying to pull up the lyrics here, but for the most part, I thought the song was a little freaky. You know how she was getting down with the song, and just lyric wise, I mean my feet sucked or toes sucked and eyebrows plucked, and I'm just like, huh? You really want all this going on, MC Light?
did, did you see the video when she has her man at home running around trying to do all the chores while she's out
Oh
in the
yeah,
spa hanging out with the girls? I thought
yeah.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, one thing I will say, sorry about the quality for the music videos. I thought she would have had a, a Vivo account, but I guess she doesn't. I don't know. But so the if you do find any of these videos online for these singles, they aren't in the best of quality, just giving you all a heads up. But I will say this was the funniest of all three music videos in terms of just the dudes in that home, and then like he like dreams that he's cleaning up, and then he wakes up to say ah, and then you think like at the end of the music video she's gonna come home to a messy ass home, but he somehow got it cleaned, and then he like winks to y'all as he's hugging her. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny. It reminded me of when it used to be summertime, and we used to be home all day, and my parents just expected us to do all the chores. If they get home
Yeah,
and there's nothing done, it's like, well, why were y'all sitting here all day while I'm at work and ain't nothing done up here?
yeah,
So him running around, it reminded me of that. I
yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was so funny.
Yeah, that was definitely my middle school days. Like seventh, eighth grade, just summer day, sitting at home, kicking it, do the dishes, and nothing gets done. And so it's like, why didn't you do the dishes? And it's just like,
And time goes by really fast when
yeah,
you ain't doing nothing.
yeah, it really does. If you're just watching MTV all day or playing video games and whatnot, just
Yeah.
yeah. So let's go on to I guess the second single, "Keep On Keeping On." So interesting note about this song. This was also a single off of a soundtrack that came out that year from a movie called Sunset Park. Sunset Park, which starred Rhea Perlman, who's best known as Danny DeVito's wife, and she's also from that sitcom Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And then also Fredro Starr and a young Terrence Howard are also in the film. Pretty interesting film. If we do soundtracks, I'll definitely keep it on our short list of soundtracks we could do. But this also came off her album as well. So, what were your thoughts on this song?
I really liked it. I like how she started off because this was the first album. I mean, I'm sorry, the first song on the album. She just starts it off like, "B boy, where the fuck you at?" So I like that. She gets a little freaky on this one too. She's like, "I get loose and produce large amounts of juice down this mimosa."
Hmm.
Pulling 69 ways out my archive. Like she really is going in on that one. I also like when she says, "Life ain't all that unless you living right." I like that quote. And as far as the video, I like seeing Fredo Star on there because I was a big Moesha fan, and he was
Okay.
love interest, Q. So I like seeing him. I also like seeing all of the young members of Escape, particularly Tiny and Candy. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, you're
It's also weird
mm,
how those '90s soundtracks have very little to do with
with
the
the.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just I could talk about the video for a second. Yeah, it seemed. I mean, I don't think they do it now, but yeah, back then, 80s, 90s, regardless of what movie it was, like if a music video came out, obviously they're gonna try to get some promotion for the movie, so they'll put scenes from the movie in the music video. I mean, I had never seen Sunset Park. It's a movie I would like to see eventually, since I am a big basketball fan. But yeah, it's just kind of really didn't fit the song. I don't know, but I mean, we'd have to watch the movie and then we can determine if the song was worthy of being on the soundtrack, I guess. But overall, the music video I thought was really good. So just walking in the maze or whatever, a little bit of black and white, but I'm not against the black and white if you have color, but it wasn't all black and white, so it's good. I loved her outfit in this in this music video. I know I hardly ever say that about any of the artists we do, but I really love that outfit she was wearing walking through that maze, and just
Yeah,
overall,
probably the first probably female rapper I've seen like in a suit in a
yeah,
video, and she's walking through the maze. I thought she looked kind of like did you ever see the Steve Harvey show?
yeah. I remember the Steve Harvey show.
The
Oh,
Regina, his
Regina. Oh, Piggy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm like, that looks like the lady from Steve Harvey. Like she's in a suit and everything. It was like her rapping, but it was a very conservative way to dress for
Yeah.
a rap music video. But she looked very nice.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely. Yeah, I really liked her choice of outfits in the video, and then her finding escape at the end of it. I thought was pretty cool. I think it was the best creative video of all the videos, if I'm being honest. And then
Yeah.
in terms of lyric wise, I love that third verse. Many have tried strict regulations. Lazy motherfuckers get put on probations. Those that didn't perform well, they get no answers when they ring and ring on my bell. Yeah, yeah, she went hard on that third verse. That probably my favorite verse throughout the whole album. I can honestly say. I mean, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, she did really well. Like she's talking about all of the guys who don't kiss and tell, don't do this, don't do that, or you won't be invited back by me. It was a pretty good verse.
Yeah, and then the last single, "Cold Rock a Party." So I guess there were. So I sent you the original version of the song, which is labeled as the Bad Boy remix. At least on Spotify, it is. So if you guys listen to this album on Spotify, you're not gonna hear the original version. You're gonna have to kind of hunt for it. And the one I was able to find, unfortunately, was censored. So no bad words, but I will say this: the remix is a lot better. I'm just being honest, but even though some of the stuff from the remix didn't kind of age well because of a certain person going through some unfortunate charges, I guess. What were your thoughts uh, on the whole song "Cold Rock a Party"?
This was the one that I recognized. Like I thought I didn't know any MC Lyte songs, but I definitely remember this one. But just because of the chorus, I rock the party that rocks the body. You rock the party that rocks the body. I remember like singing that like when I was a kid. I saw in a recent interview, MC Lyte said she was like surprised that this song was so big. She loved the song that was sampled "Upside Down" by Diana Ross that
Yeah,
Bad Boy used, but she didn't think the song would be this huge. And the way she knew how big this song had got was one, the how people responded to it whenever she performed in Europe, and two, uh, Puff Daddy, he who shall not be named, called her
Puffy.
to tell Puffy called her to tell her make sure they do every remix imaginable for this song. So she knew it was a crazy hit, and it is. I
Yeah.
think it's it's the song I will most remember her for because this is very memorable, and I didn't even know I knew an MC Lyte song.
Okay, so I did something right. So yeah, I believe even though it went gold here in the U.S., I believe it did go platinum in New Zealand. So yeah, this song was very big overseas. And I remember when it came out too, because I'd heard "Keep On Keeping On" as a kid, and then I heard this one, and this song just blew up like out of nowhere. Like we're talking on MTV, like every hour blew up. Like it was very big during its time, and I will give Puffy his credit where credit's due. He did a very good job. And then I think Missy Elliott, this was like one of her first earlier appearances. So, I think a lot of people, got a little taste of her, kind of old school meeting new school. So, and, listening to, some of Missy's music that we've discussed on this show, you can kind of tell that Missy Elliott kind of got a lot of inspiration from MC Lyte. Well, maybe not a lot, but definitely some. But so I thought that was pretty cool. But I will say this: Puff Daddy be my pal. Puff Daddy make me cream. Yeah, that didn't age too well. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, I just had to put that out there. It didn't age well, but but I mean, otherwise, MC Light kills her, verses on here, and she rocks the party that rocks the body. As for the video, typical '90s video that you would see probably in any genre, preferably a dance genre, just elevator coming in and out of there. I thought it was average. It wasn't the worst video ever. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, she's again looking like Regina or Piggy in a suit in it. I like it, and she has another scene where she's like in a big bubble coat.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. You
those
got
things were pretty
Missy Elliott
popular in the
dancing.
'90s. Those bubble coats, or
Yeah, you got Missy Elliott. She was dancing in the elevator, and P Diddy. He's not in it, but you can hear his
yeah,
voice like saying "round and round, you're turning me."
yeah.
So it was a good song, a classic.
It was classic. Okay, yeah, definitely a classic. It's her biggest song ever. So
Yeah.
definitely. All right, now to the best part of the show. What are your three favorite tracks?
So I like "Keep On Keeping On" the Jermaine Dupri remix.
Oh, you like the
"Cold Rock a
remix?
Party," yeah,
Okay,
and "The Rap Game."
the rap game. Okay, so you did like that song. All right, mine were obviously "Keep On Keeping On." I like the remix was very good too. We could actually compare the remix to the original version. See what we liked, what we didn't like. Cold Rock a Party. Obviously, it's for I think anyone that listens to this album that doesn't say it's not one of the best songs on here, there's something wrong with you. My third pick, I'm going with. It was very tough between two songs, but I'm going with Two Seater. I thought that was kind of a clever song. Zodiac and the Rap Game were my two honorable mentions. Any honorable mentions from you?
Yeah, I liked "Drug Lord Superstar."
Yeah, that Brad had like a small appearance in there. That was an interesting song too. One song I could have did without. I didn't really like One on One that much. But otherwise, I mean, the rest of the album was pretty solid. I think we won't be disappointed with really any of the tracks on here, maybe one or two, but most of the tracks were pretty fire for its time. All right, so what do you like about the remix better than the original version of "Keep On Keeping On"?
I like that, like on the chorus, it almost sounds more like a choir on the remix. It just, I don't know, it made me feel like I'm back in church or something. So I really like just Escape's part of the remix.
Yeah, they
Which
do.
one did you like better?
I like the original version, probably because I've heard it so many times. But the remix ain't bad either. They definitely went on a different tone with that same beat. But Escape really does. I will say they put out more in the remix instead of just singing just a regular old hook on the regular version. But I mean, I could always go the original version of this song. So, but I mean, the remix was very good. And then let's see, what do you like about Drug Overlord?
The concept, she's telling this guy she's dating, he's fresh out of jail, and she's like, "You can't stay here no more, not in this crib, not with the foul way you choose to live." And I like how the brat is like the supportive friend, and she's like telling her just count to 10. And I also like how MC Lyte is like broken glass everywhere because a motherfucker just like you just don't care.
Yeah, she took a play out of
So that was pretty good.
out of Grandmaster
The
Flash and
message.
the message, the Furious
Yeah.
Five. Yeah, yeah, that's a clever line to this day. Broken glass everywhere. um,
Yeah.
and then we all know why you like Cold Rock a Party, best song. So for me, I've already given my takes on other two songs. So Two Seater I thought was a clever song, and because I like how she's like, don't smoke in here if you want to be in my two seater. And then, me being from Southern California, I like the part where she was like, see, when in LA, I hit the 110 in my friend's Benz because the ride never ends. But right now, I'm chilling in the East where the only harbor is beauty running from the beast. As I hit down the
Yeah.
I-95, hit Fat Atlanta. Do you want to take a ride? Ride, ride. So I thought that third verse was pretty clever in terms of just the whole two seater song. So um,
Yeah. I thought that Beauty and the Beast line was hard too. I
yeah,
really like that.
that was a pretty clever line. And then the Zodiac was very interesting song with all the different. Never heard a song like that before. It came close to being in my top three, but I thought Two Seater was just a little better. And then um, the Rap Game, that was your other favorite, or
Yeah.
the Rap Game? Like I said, I like the beat on there. I thought the beat was very good. Definitely just telling the story. It sounds like kind of her story, just of her coming through the rap game. So I thought that was very interesting how she, because when I first heard her, I had known that she's been rapping since the mid to late '80s. So it was a very good song. Definitely an honorable mention for me. What was your favorite parts about the rap game or TRG?
I liked how she was just kind of describing the feeling of being a rapper and trying not to fall under. She says you can be gone in the blink of an eye, and she kind of emphasizes the importance of being able to adapt. She say got to change got to change with the times like the weather. A MC that
Yeah, that
lasts
was
is an MC
yeah.
that's clever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was a
I like
perfect
that she
example of definitely keeping up with the times during the mid '90s for someone that came out in the '80s. Because I think E40 had said it in an interview recently. Also, like you gotta keep up with the times too. Like, so definitely, I think some rappers back then did better job than other rappers. I think some rappers didn't do a good job of keeping up with the times, but one thing with the hip hop game, music game in general, is times do change. You gotta adjust, and I feel she adjusted pretty well. I mean, maybe not on the rap and hip hop R&B charts, but at least on the Billboard Top 200, this was her best placing album. So I think she did do a good job keeping up with the times. It's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, she's 10 years or 8 years in the game by this point, and, she's doing the album that was her peak. So
Yeah,
she knows a little something about keeping up with everything. And she also talks about knowing when it's time to go. She says it can be awfully embarrassing to not know when it's time to let go of the rhyme. And
yeah.
she says, when your rap life dies and you're still alive, you better know how to survive. Um, I found it even more interesting because I think rappers today are churned and burned even more quickly than back then.
Oh hell
It's
yeah!
uh, it's
It's
yeah,
yeah. I
it's
saw.
a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's from what I've seen, and I can send you an interview off air. The songs that are made today, I feel, are just like guys are just looking for something to go viral to. It's good for like, a month or two maybe, then you're just on to the next thing. So it's just like it changes like by the month, it seems, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like they can blow up really quickly. That's the benefit of it, but you're gonna fizzle out just as quickly as you broke up. Like I was thinking about the recent thing with J. Cole and Kendrick, and
Yeah.
back in the day the people took months to release disses. Like Takeover, Jay-Z's Takeover came out September 11th, and Nas's Ether didn't come out till December 4th. Like they had months, but now people are like, we want you better diss back within 24 hours or it's something wrong with you. Like Kendrick dissed J. Cole on March 22nd, and Cole responded by April 5th, and he apologized by April 7th. But that's another story. But this stuff is moving super, super fast. So she's talking about, she's at her peak, and she's saying this can all go really quick. You need to know how to stay relevant, when to quit, when to quit. I like that she's like future oriented and just trying to give advice to other rappers. And I'm sure people could benefit from that more today than they could in 1996.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it took months, almost years for guys to come out with this. I mean, Ice Cube responded to NWA. That wasn't done overnight. Easy responded to Dr. Dre. That wasn't done overnight. Just the list goes on. Just in terms of like disses and how long it takes. Like it doesn't take like 2 weeks to hear a response from J. Cole or however long. Yeah, it wasn't that quick back then. Just let me tell you.
Do you think the quality of the disses would get better and worse with all this time to sit on it?
uh, I think we're. I mean, I'm more of a quality over quantity. I mean, I think they'll get worse over time if I'm just being honest. What about you?
I think so too. I think they probably are worse. I guess it is that trade off where, well, at least we get to see it back to back to back. And, in the age of the internet, like we're going to forget about stuff in 4 months. But yeah, it definitely is better if they take their time and, make something solid.
Yeah, I mean that's all I want to hear is just something solid. Like Kendrick, I mean that was solid. No one saw that coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And J. Cole's apology was solid also.
Yeah, seemed like he didn't even want to do the song to begin with, but it is what it is. All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another benefit of time that, like, maybe he wouldn't have put that out if he would have just taken 4 months and decided if he still cared at that point.
yeah. All right. All right. So album cuts and expansions, there were none. Like I said, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Cold Rock a Party and the remix is kind of the same song. So if you want to hear the original version, you're gonna have to kind of hunt for it. But unless you have the original CD, which I think would be the best case scenario. So recommendations. So I had several recommendations. Obviously, anything out of MC Lyte's catalog would always be recommended. But I went through some artists that were hot during that time that appeared on her album. Escapes Off the Hook. I'm not sure if have you heard that one. I know you're an Escape fan.
I don't know if I've heard that particular album,
Yeah, well,
but I like pretty much all Escape.
yeah. So definitely check that one out. And MC Lyte is on a song with Escape on that one too. So if you like the MC Lyte Escape combination, they're on another song on their album. So definitely check it out. I think they actually did it before they dropped her album. Another one, Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly, her debut album, which came out that next year. It was hot selling as well. When she came out with that, people were trying to get that like hotcakes. So definitely check that one out, people. And then the Brat's second album, And You That Tantrum, I think that's how you say it, And You That Tantrum. If I mispronounced it, I apologize. But her second studio album, definitely check that out. She makes a small appearance in Drug Lord Superstar, another rapper who took a page out of MC Lyte's book. Definitely one of the people she influenced over the years. So definitely, let's get to our final thoughts on the album. Would you recommend?
Yeah, I would recommend it. I can't say like, oh, this is one of my favorites we've done so far, but I feel like I got something out of it. I try to get something out of all of them. It's a cool album. She talks about her sexuality, independence, and even beyond independence. She's talking about taking charge, dancing, having fun, all while keeping an eye on the future. So it was a pretty good album.
Yeah, I would recommend it too. Definitely for people who for newer hip hop fans out there who want to hear something just a little old and want to hear a female. Definitely, there was more in the '90s than just Foxy Brown or Little Kim. MC Lyte. She's one of the OG pioneers, at least for females. So definitely, I would check it out. I would check it out if I were you. So I would definitely recommend. And then, what tracks are you taking back to your playlist?
Um, Definitely the cold rock the cold rocker party and the keeping on JD remix.
Mm,
Yeah, those two.
all right. For me, Keep On Keeping On is already on my playlist rotation. Cold Rocker Party, I've heard so many damn times that, I mean, if I hear it, I hear it. I mean, it's one of her best songs, in my opinion. But I would say, if anything I hadn't heard, I would take back definitely Two Seater, Zodiac, and TRG, the rap game. Those were three solid songs I liked. So I would definitely take those back. Let us know your favorite tracks. So if you liked our content, once again, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Remember, we are on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio if you want to podcast the show. And then email us, listening3d@gmail.com. So for Netta, aka Wondrous Net, I'm Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fools, saying thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Later.